and welcome to another video. I decided I would do a Q&A for you this morning. So I've asked for specific questions from all of you and I was given basically quite a substantial list. So we're going to try and get them all done in this video. So I hope you enjoy and let's just crack on. Okay, so the first question is from Lion, and that was how I started with streaming and YouTube and the inspiration behind it. Now, regarding streaming, I did my first ever stream in July 2017. The reason behind me doing streaming in the very first place was just to kind of get a community together, try and learn how to do some gaming. I kind of went into it a bit nervous, I'm going to say, because I wasn't entirely sure how it was going to go, how people were going to like me, that kind of thing. And I actually got affiliate in January 2020 thanks to a group of community members. And then regarding YouTube, I ended up doing YouTube from 2014 was when I actually created my channel, and my first video was about fostering. And the initial idea regarding my YouTube was just to literally make videos about whatever I thought I would want to make them about. So hopefully that answers your question. If you do have any further up questions, feel free to ask me them. Josh Morale says, how do I market my content? What forms of networking do I find most useful? Things like Facebook, Twitter, Discord, because obviously I have my mini community that I have. And it's just a way to get a community together and to meet some new people. Like, without having Twitter, Facebook and Discord, sorry, the word has just completely gone past my mind for a minute. I don't think I would be able to do the videos I do today. And most of the videos I do today are requests from people anyway. So it's just useful to be able to relate to that audience and ask the questions as to what videos they would like to see. So I hope that answers that question. Big T Gamer says, worst day you've ever had at work, describe it. Now, this is a difficult one to go by because obviously there are so many occasions where you can have a bad day at work. But I think for me, it would go right back to before COVID times. Basketball night used to be one of the really bad nights. Like, you couldn't see the floor in our restaurant sometimes with the amount of people that were in there. And I just remember knowing that we've had like 60 pending orders at one point and like too many people in the restaurant, and it just messes with your brain. It just, you just go a bit crazy, to be completely honest. So hopefully that answers your question, Big T. Dance Abby said, is the blanket done yet and how is it coming along? The blanket Abby is referring to is my guiding blanket, which is just here. I will try and insert a photo at the end of the video. But I have about 40 badges now to add to it, and a few more on the way because I'm always adding to it. So that will be done hopefully by April. I'm not going to quote myself on that, but fingers crossed. BH Wilson says, who's my favourite streamer? Now, this is a difficult question because I do watch a lot of streamers, but I think if I had to choose a really top person, it would be somebody called Von Stickers, and then closely below that would be people that I've been watching on and off for a while. So there are a few people I would say there. So JP would be one of them, Big T Gamer would be one of them, Josh would be one of them, and there's a few others. So that would be kind of covering the bases. The same person asked, who's my celebrity crush? Now, when I was younger, it would have been Zac Efron as a teenager because I used to absolutely love him. Now that I'm a bit older, I would probably say somebody like Ollie Murs would be a celebrity crush that, if I ever had the opportunity to go out with, which is never going to happen, I would choose Ollie Murs. So there's that. Also from BH Wilson is, where was my first kiss? Now, as most of you who've watched my previous videos will know, I used to be in a relationship with somebody and our first kiss was outside the science block at sixth form with, at the time, who was my first ever boyfriend. Now, obviously, things went upwards, and I'm single again. So, but my first kiss was outside a science block at sixth form, just for everybody that would like to know that. Critical Hit says, what would I say to my 10-year-old self? Now, obviously, at 10 years old, this is going back 16 years for me, I would say that things are going to get better and to stick with what you know and look forward to your future, because, I mean, 16 years down the line, it's been pretty interesting. Clear Critique said, if you had unlimited resources, what kind of video game would you create? I'd probably create something relating to fostering. Like, I've been through that process, so I would probably do like a fostering simulation game. Or, I don't know really, something related to The Sims perhaps. Like, obviously not The Sims as such, but something along the lines of The Sims, but maybe for fostering. Something along those lines. Chariots of Thaya said, what is my fondest childhood memory? I would probably say, it's very difficult to pick one, I'm going to be honest, but I think for me it would be Disneyland Paris, which is where we went, I believe, in 2003, and that was with Dad, family, and my sister, etc. Orange22 Juice said, how old was I when I was put up to be fostered / cared for? Between 6 and 7. I think officially 7, but I always say between 6 and 7 because I believe it was just before my 8th birthday, or maybe 7th birthday. I can't remember exactly, but I'm going to say between 6 and 7, just for the easiness of the video. Also, was I fully aware of the situation of why I was being fostered? Now, because I was so young, I think realistically, no, not at the time. But as I got older, it kind of became more clear to me and was explained to me, because I don't think they'd have explained to a 6-year-old really the reasons that I went into care. So I would say no from the start, but as I got older, yes, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So also from Orange was, how did I feel about being fostered? Now, of course, for me, it was very nerve-wracking to start with. I was very anxious, and I actually didn't talk for the first maybe 2 weeks of being fostered, just because of how nervous I was meeting these, living with people that I'd met once before. Did I like my foster carers or guardians? Yes, apart from obviously being nervous when I first moved in. Definitely liked them. Like, I lived with them for a consecutive amount of time in the end. But I did definitely like them. So they weren't people I knew straight away, which I know was another question you followed on with. We didn't know them straight away. We did actually go and stay previously for maybe a week or two. I can't remember exactly. And that also answers the next question, which is, did I get to meet them beforehand? So yes, I think me and my sister stayed there for either a week or two before we officially moved in. So we did get to meet them and kind of get to know them a little bit before we moved in. Did I get to voice my opinion on guardians to be, including whether I liked them and whether I felt comfortable? Yes, but obviously, like I said, I wasn't much of a chatter when we first moved in. So I think my sister kind of voiced my opinion for me to start with. And then once I felt more confident, I just started talking more and then basically wouldn't shut up. So there we go. And the final question for the video is, do I still speak and visit my birth parents, and do I still get on with them? I still see my dad and my mum. Obviously, due to COVID restrictions, as of this moment in time, I haven't seen my dad for a year, but I have been seeing my mum, and there's been no issues between me, my dad, and me and my mum. I mean, I see my dad and my mum separately because they are separated now, but there's never been an issue between me and my dad and my mum. Like, they know why I went into care. They know that I came out of care in the position I'm in now. And, there's never been an issue. And to be completely honest, foster care changed my life. So I hope that answered everybody's questions. If you do have any follow-up questions, I will very happily make a follow-up video. I hope I've answered everybody's questions to the best that I can. I did make a few notes just to remind myself, so if I did look down a lot, that was because I was just referring to notes. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you very much to everybody that asked me a question. You will see your name in the credits. I had to think of the word then. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.